For joining me today. It's Julie from Ocean Rehab and Fitness. So hope you're having a good day so far. Our class today has a similar format to what I've been doing lately, in that we have warm up and then a cardio or heart rate raising section. Then we'll move into some resistance training and our stretch at the end. So that's our plan for today. The only equipment you will need is one weight. So I'm going to use my water bottle as a weight today. You're welcome to have a small hand weight or a soup can or something else like that as your weight today, depending on what you have available, or certainly just using range of motion if that's better for you. So we won't be using that quite yet. You can just set that aside. And then of course, if you have a water bottle handy, taking a drink anytime you need it, I'll try to cue a few water breaks today too. So we will start in a comfortable seat with full back support. You're welcome to take your eyes to close for a moment here. I see there's a few others just joining us now. Perfect. So we are just getting ready for our breathing exercise to start our class today. You're welcome to take your eyes to closed here and take a few just even breaths in and out. Kind of just noticing how it feels to focus on your breathing and focus on taking an even inhale and exhale. So I think sometimes we don't really focus on the exhale as much, and we end up not appreciating that full exhale as we move about our day. So you can take a moment to do that now that both are even. Inhale in, exhale out. And then we're not going to focus on any one part, aside from the fact that as you inhale, maybe you feel like you sit taller because you have that bigger area to expand through your rib cage and lower abdomen. So we'll work just on that feeling of expansion on a breath in, and then maintaining length for your breath out. So we'll do two more like that. Breath in and out. And one more. Great. From here, you're welcome to open your eyes or keep them closed as we start to do some small circles. So we'll start with a very small circle, drawing imagining that you're drawing with a pencil on the ceiling. It's a very small and controlled circle. And then back the other way. Good. From there, we'll go into a bigger circle. So go ahead and add a little more motion to that head circle and back the other direction. Good. Last one here, coming back to center. Taking a look down towards your lap, maybe shaking your head slowly side to side. Coming back through center and then looking diagonally up towards the ceiling. So not directly above your head, but diagonally forward. And we're actually going to come back to center and just do one reminder on a postural element for that before we look up to the ceiling again. So I know I've touched on it before, but it's been a while since I've talked about chin retraction. So we do spend, as a general rule, a lot of time with our head slightly forward, and it might not be noticeable, but our head is not necessarily stacked up as a long line as part of our spine throughout most of our day. So that's a postural element that kind of affects the rest of our posture as it moves down the spine as well. So if you think about this as not taking your chin and squeezing it towards your chest, but taking your chin and pressing it directly back. So if you can imagine that you're lying in bed and you have a pillow, you're going to press just actively into the pillow, not really hard, just enough to get that full extension through your neck. And then release again, do it again. So our chin retraction is chin back just slightly. It's not a big move. And then return. So if you first do chin retraction now, and then we start to look up towards the ceiling, we actually have to come kind of chest forward to bring ourselves with an upward gaze. And it won't be directly above our head. It will be more diagonally forward. And then return, maybe try that one more time. So we're not changing the curvature of our low back. Core muscles are keeping us strong here. My chin is retracted. My chest is coming slightly forward so that my gaze comes upward. Good. And then return. I'll try to remember to do a breathing exercise at the end of class that also involves those same components. So as long as I remember, we will see that again then. All right. So let's get a little more movement going. You can do some finger opening. So open, close through your fingers, getting those guys warm so that we can do some boxing today for our cardio and then into some weight training here. Last one. Good. Wrist circles. And back the other way. Good. We'll try some elbow circles. Everybody's range is different. So almost like you're jumping rope. And back the other way. Good. And then we'll do shoulder circles. So big scooping forward circles. And then back the other way. Good. Last two. And one. All right. Let's take our shoulders up by our ears and then actively pressing down our back. So you can think about the movement of your shoulder blades as you do this. Shoulder blades slide down, set in place, and then come up to their top range as our shoulders come up by our ears. Good. Two more. And one. Excellent. We're going to do a little bit of hinging next. So depending on your level of core control, if you need to stay with full chair back support, you'll be pressing gently into your chair back and coming forward slightly. So that will be activating through our core. If you're able to come away from your chair back with full support, hands are on your lap to forward hinge. We're going to do this one in a moment with just a little bit of rotation today. We don't often do this in class, rotate from this direction, but it is a functional daily move that you might do. So we're going to do that next. Last one here. Okay. So if you need to be with full back support, you will be pressing back, small rotation. Coming through center, okay? If you are hinging, you're going to hinge, small rotation, come back through center, come up tall, and then hinge, rotate the other direction. So it's a very small move coming from mid-spine. Yeah, so shoulders, of course, are following. Or upper torso is following in this move. We'll do last one here. Excellent. Come on back up tall. Let's do a little bit more shoulder mobilizing and we will be ready to go. So a slice for the ceiling. Palms are facing towards center. Hands are open here as we press up. If your shoulders maybe are not feeling like this full extension is available today, smaller moves are just fine. So we're looking for that upward press, regardless of whether it's fully overhead or not. That last two and one. All right, from here, let's go for that same slicing motion, pressing to the side now. So we're gonna press side to center. Let's actually open it up a bit more. So bending and then straightening at the elbow to open up. Maybe you feel your shoulder blade pull to center every time that arm pulls to the side as well. So a little more activation, more than just those shoulder muscles working here. Last one each way. All right, come on back through center. I have one last thing, and we are about ready for some cardio today. So we're going to do a little bit of side flex. You're welcome to keep your hands either on your lap or stabilizing on your chair as you side flex. Or we're going to go back to that side press or side reach with our flex. So your choice, stabilize as you need to for this one. Good, 2 more. And last one. All right. Great. I am going to grab a drink of water. We are getting ready to do some cardio. I do not have a timer today. We're not going to use that. We're just going to run through a variety of different boxing style moves and get that heart rate up just a little bit. Okay. So shoulders are set. Think about those shoulder blade retractor muscles holding your shoulder blades back and down. We want them there. So, theoretically, we have power with our punches and we're in better posture. So just give me a crossbody punch to start. We'll start to slowly speed things up here so that our heart rate starts to elevate just in a nice constant way. We have a bit of a pattern that we'll be doing in a while, but for now, we just have these crossbody punches that are at about chest level. You're welcome if you have the core control to move away from your chair back, you're welcome to do that now as well. So challenging your core a little bit more in some of these moves. We will have some side flex and rotation that we do later though. So do make sure you're in a spot where you have the support and stability that you need to do these exercises. Good. We're going to change this just to a little bit of a higher punch. So you're thinking about eye level, maybe chin level, somewhere in that range. And maybe you'll start to pick up the pace just a little bit. Come back down to chest level. Great, and then come down a little bit lower, lap level, knee level, somewhere in there. Good, we got a few more here. Let's do 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's just practice our block. So arms are up to block, and we're going to do a little bit of a side to side pivot. So this is our block where you're just shifting a little bit more onto one hip, but you're really engaging through your core muscles to do this. So this should, if nothing else, make us feel quite warm because we have lots of fairly large muscle groups that are working here. So this will be one of our exercises that we do in pattern, and you can actually move your arms a little bit more too. So if you were actively blocking as a boxer, as you know, I don't know anything about boxing, but you would make sure that you were protecting your face, right? Good, last 2. And 1. All right, give me just a forward jab. So these are the main moves that we'll be doing today, and we'll just change them up into a few combos coming up right away here. You're welcome to, as always, work at your own pace. So if you find that you want to slow this down and be a little more mindful of the muscles that you're using, not have this be as much cardio, that is perfectly fine. If you would like to work harder, move faster, bigger moves, that's great too. So just deciding how you feel, changing it up as you need to. taking a water break or just a breather to kind of stop and check in on yourself anytime you need to as well. All right, so our first one will be our jabs that we're doing now. In a moment, we're going to do 4 of those, and then we're going to do doubles per side of a crossbody punch. So it's going to look like this. We're going to go 4, 3, 2, 1, 2 on one side, 2 on the other, crossbody, 4 jabs, 4, 3, 2, 1, crossbody for 2, crossbody for 2, jab to the front, crossbody, jabs to the front. So if you're looking for bigger moves or a little bit quicker moves, this is a good place to really get into that kind of patterning with a big crossbody punch, some rotation, or keep it a little bit smaller and no rotation, just fine too. Good, so it's 4 jabs and then crossbody punch, 2 per side. Okay, keep going. We got 2 more coming up after this, and then we'll change it up. So 4, 2, and last time, 4 jabs, 2 crossbody per side. Great. Just keep your arms moving. Maybe you need to shake out your hands. You can do whatever you need to just keep the heart rate up a little bit, keep it pumping. You can go back to your jabs if you like, or just kind of shake it out and keep everything moving. All right. Our next one is going to be punches toward the ceiling for 4. And we're going to do our jabs as doubles instead with an option of a little bit more reach. So hands are ready again, shoulders are set, core muscles are strong here. We're going to punch towards the ceiling for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then our forward jab is going to be a quick for 2 per side. So ceiling punch for 4, 2 jabs forward each hand. Maybe your 2 jabs forward are with a little extra reach. So if you are able to hinge, maybe you're adding a little extra reach to your punch. 2 on one, 2 on the other. Good, keep going. All right, we'll do a few more here and then we'll change it up again. 3 more times. Two more times. And last one coming up here. Great. All right, I'm going to take a water break. If you need one too, go right ahead and we will keep going. So keep those arms moving a little bit if you're not having a water break. All right, so let's go to our blocking. So we're going to do that for 4, and then we're crossbody punching again for 2s. We'll do it a little bit more. Let's do it directionally down, our crossbody punch this time. So we're going to go block 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you're going to crossbody punch low, 2 per side. 4, 3, 2, 1, 2 on one side, 2 on the other. Block 4, 3, 2, 1. It's a little bit of an awkward transition, isn't it? From the low punch to the block. That's okay. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Block. 4, 3, 2, 1. Low punch for 2 per side. Good. Block. 4. Low punch. Good. Just a few more here. Let's do 2 more times. Last time. 4. Good. Double per side. Low punch. All right. Shake out those hands. Let's get it ready. I don't know about you, but I make tight fists when I do that. So my fingers get tired after a while. All right. We are going to do just one more in our cardio sequence here. And we're actually going to go cross body for our 4. So we're going to go 4, 3. Let's do them a little bit higher. 2 and 1. And then I think I'm going to double up and do the 2 jabs to the front because I like that one. 2 jabs to the front each side. Good. So we're going to go cross body for 4, a little bit higher, and then, oh, sorry, 2 per side on the jabs. Oh dear. All right, let me reset myself. There we go. Cross body. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Jab for 2 and 2. Good. Cross body. 4, 3, 2, 1. Jab forward. 2 and 2. Few more. Jab for 2 and 2. Good. Keep going. Three more times. Two more to go. And last one. 2 and 2. All right, good. We are done our cardio portion. Shake it out. Maybe give yourself a little hug and tip your ears side to side. Open them up. Same with the other arm crossed over. Maybe drop your chin towards your chest and shake back and forth. Good. Open up your arms. All right, we are getting ready to use our weight now. So go ahead and grab that weight. We're doing mainly bicep and tricep work today. I feel like I don't do those 2 muscle groups as much in this class. We focus a little bit more on chest and back and shoulders for sure. But biceps and triceps are our main focus today. So we will do our first as a bicep curl, just a standard curl, palm facing forward, shoulder is set, coming all the way up and all the way down. If you have an arm to your chair, coming wide enough to clear that arm of the chair is just fine. So we're looking for the bicep, upper arm to do most of the work. We're keeping our upper arm quite still, so our arm is not coming forward as we curl, staying just at our side. And you're coming all the way down, so full extension through the elbow as you come down, and then up as far as is comfortable for you. Good. Our biceps are a pretty strong muscle group, generally speaking. Hopefully you don't have a 30-pound weight in hand right now because we're going to do a few of these. We're just going to do 4 more for now. 3, 2, and 1. Great. All right. So that was quite a few repetitions. I was not counting. You will not be surprised at that. But we will do enough on the other side to even us out as far as this exercise goes. So shoulder is set, arm is extended, as wide as it needs to be to clear the sides of your chair. And thinking about lots of control here. Sometimes with a bicep curl, we tend to come up with control and then come down with a bit of a swing. So that makes the exercise easier and focuses less on our bicep, which is the whole point of this exercise. So making sure you get that full benefit from having control of the weight on the way up and down. Right, we're going to do 4 more here. Coming up right now. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now the next exercise will take a moment of setup. We're going to do biceps for this next one as well. So you can appreciate a little bit of a rest as I explain a bit of setup for this next one. So a lot of which of these 2 exercises you choose for the next one will depend on core stability, whether you're able to forward hinge and maintain that stability as we do our bicep curl. So first I will show the upright version. So if you need to stay at the chair back for whatever reason, we are going to do our bicep curl close to and cross body. So we're going to go like this. Up to chest level, almost grazing our chest with the weight. So this is our concentrated curl, the first option. Our second option is if you are able to forward hinge, we're going to start our curl where our elbow is resting just above our knee joint. Our shoulder is still set into position and I have one free hand to stabilize. So from this position, I have the same general movement, but I have to work harder not only to come forward, but to maintain that long spinal position, okay? So from here, I will let you decide. I'm going to do the upright curls for this one. We're going to do 8 of them together now. So shoulder is set, ready in whichever of those 2 positions. We're going for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great. All right, let's switch to the other side and do the same. So you already know the 2 choices. I'll just show you again this hinge one just for technique. Shoulder is set. Basically what we're doing is putting our arm in such a place that our shoulder muscles can't do much to help. It's purely a bicep curl at this point. So that is our setup regardless. You can be upright or hinged for this one. Here we go. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, come on back up tall. That is our 2 bicep exercises. We're moving to our tricep, the opposite muscle group on the back side of our upper arm. And so I'm going to switch back to my first hand, and we are going to get started with our regular regular tricep kickback. So shoulder is set. Again, clearing the chair as you need to. So if you need to make this a little bit of a wider move, that's fine. But similar to our bicep curl, it's our lower arm that's doing the movement and our upper arm is staying pretty stable here. So I'm looking for my triceps to be doing the work to straighten my arms. So my triceps contract in order to make that elbow straight as my arm presses back behind me, my lower arm. Good. 4 more here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we'll get ready to do the same on the other side. Now, I realize I was hinged a little bit there as I demoed. You're welcome to be upright or slightly hinged for this exercise. Both are absolutely fine. So elbow is fairly close to your side. but coming as wide as you need to clear the arms of your chair. And shoulder is set down strong into position here. So the rest of our body is just holding that support function as our lower arm presses back, tricep squeeze. And because our tricep moves to straighten our elbow, we don't need to come all the way up till the weight touches near our shoulder. We just need to bring our elbow to about a right angle as our starting point, and then pressing back behind. Let's do 3, 2, and 1. Great. Okay, so that was lots of tricep press backs or kickbacks. We're going to do a few more moving to the other side. And just like before, I have a few information points to describe to you first. But even before that, I'm going to take another sip of water. So you're welcome to do that as well, if you like. So for our second set of tricep kickbacks, we have a choice of doing the same, easier on the elbow, or sorry, easier on the shoulder and better from a core control perspective if you don't have as much control through your core. Our second one is our overhead press, holding on for a little bit of support and pressing that weight towards the ceiling. So there's a few factors at play for this one. The shoulder needs to be able to comfortably be in that overhead position. You need to be able to stabilize through your core to be in that overhead position with a weight in hand as well. And then keeping that weight firmly in your grasp. So from that, make sure you pick whichever one is safest for you. If you are doing an overhead move, make sure you're somewhere, depending on your chair setup, that there's no risk of tipping backwards. So making sure you have the locks on your wheels, anti-tip or against a wall if you need that. Although that could be problematic too if you're, don't put the weight through the wall. So be somewhere safe to do this one. Tricep kickback here, totally an option. We're going to do 8 or reaching for the ceiling, a little bit of support for that hand. Great, here we go. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring that one down. Let's do the same on the other side. Perhaps this side is different from a shoulder mobility perspective. So same 2 choices. You are welcome to do the kickback or the ceiling press. Here we go for 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Bring it down. That is our biceps and our triceps done. I'm going to sneak in rotator cuff quick because I like to get that one in most of my classes, and then we might have time for one core exercise before we get stretching. So here we go. Elbow is glued to your side. Palm is facing up. Let's do our rotator cuff move where you're going cross body to start, out to the side to a comfortable end range where your elbow never leaves your side. So your upper arm is glued to your side the whole time. Just moving through a really controlled range of motion here. So we're not doing this exercise fast. We want to be really aware of where that rotator cuff feels as a good stopping point at the outer end, so that we have time to pay attention to the sensation there. Let's do 3 more. 2 and 1. Good. And then we'll do the same on the other side. Shoulder set, elbow glued, palm is facing up, cross body to start, out to our comfortable end range. Good, just moving through that range, keeping that elbow nice and close to our side. We'll do 4 more here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. So our last move, I promised you a little bit of core. We are going to do that. We're going to use our shoulders just a little bit too. So I'm going to let you pick the size of your movement based on whether you want this to be purely core or whether you want to add a little bit more upper body work to it. So our smaller of the 2 movements, and again, you can be at your chair back, or if you're able to be slightly forward, we have to work just a little harder through our core to stabilize as we're in a more forward position. So up tall through the hips. We're coming from one hip to the other shoulder with rotation. So this is our smaller move. And then our bigger move is just that. It's more arms. So we're coming up with extra lift and actually down with an extra little piece where it's, you know, kind of starting at hip level instead of at lap level. So this rotation is another slow exercise so that we can really focus on our core. We're going to do 2 more on this side. We've stayed on the same side so far. And 1. Good. And then you'll come back to center, recenter through the hips. So evenly weighted through both hips, shoulders set. We'll start our smaller of the 2 moves to start with. So from lap to shoulder with rotation. Stay here if that's best for you, or start to add more arm movement, maybe a little more rotation as we make this move a bit bigger. Great. Keep going here. Got 3 more. 2 and 1. All right. Excellent. We are all done with the weight for today. You can set that down and we will get ready to stretch. All right, so we did lots of bicep and tricep work today. I think I would like to stretch those 2 muscle groups first. So let's start with our biceps first. We will do our back diagonal press. So hands coming back, thumbs facing outward, and then we're going to rotate our thumbs in and get a little bit more of a bicep stretch as you press back a bit farther. Maybe you're thinking about expanding through your chest as you're here, big breaths in and out. And then you'll bring those arms forward again. We'll do that one more time. Shoulders set, pressing back, and then thumbs coming in, pressing a little bit farther, that active press back, getting just a bit of a bicep stretch here. Great. Bring that back through center. Our tricep stretch, we're all going to start with the same stretch and then we might change it up a little bit for our second round. So this will be our crossbody. Give yourself a pat on the shoulder and then draw that elbow a little bit farther across. So this one doesn't target our tricep very specifically, but we get a little bit of a tricep stretch here. We have another one that we'll do in a moment, but the next stretch is not one that everyone can do. So I like to start with this one first. And maybe you're checking in with posture just a little bit here, up nice and tall. Those core muscles still have a job to do here just to keep us in a nice tall position so that the muscles we stretch can get the full benefit of the stretch. Good, and then you can unwind. We'll do the same on the other side. Cross body, hand is on the opposite shoulder, and then hugging that elbow in towards your chest. So getting a stretch, if nothing else, through rear shoulder and in through your rhomboids as they sit between your shoulder blade and backbone on this side. Great, and then you can unwind yourself from that one. So if the next stretch is not accessible to you, we're going to do a same side reach towards our shoulder. You will do that same stretch that we were just doing again. But if you're able to reach up and over for your same side shoulder, no need to touch it. We're going to press that elbow actively towards the ceiling and get more of a tricep specific stretch. So this needs to be one where your shoulder is in a comfortable position right now. If it's not comfortable here, go to the crossbody stretch instead. If you are here with your elbow pointed towards the ceiling right now, just check in and make sure your head is still in a neutral position and you're not trying to get it out of the way right now. It'll make for an uncomfortable neck muscles if you do that. Great. Ease your way out of that stretch. Same thing on the other side. Maybe this shoulder is different. If you need to go to the crossbody stretch again, go ahead. Or reaching up and over for same side shoulder, pressing that elbow, giving it a little extra boost towards the ceiling to get that stretch through tricep on this side. Great, ease your way out of that one. We will do a hinge stretch next. So depending on your level of core control, instead of the hinge, you're welcome to be back on your seat back, thinking about extending through your spine, maybe a little gentle pressure through the seat back, as long as that's safe for you. Or if you're able to forward hinge, we're taking that with both hands on the lap for full support here. Not worrying about how far down we go in our hinge. We're just looking for a little release through low back and potentially through hips in this stretch. And then you're going to come back up nice and slow. Good. If it's available to you to take your legs a little bit wider, you're welcome to do that for the next set, hinge stretch that we do. So a little bit wider positioning, toes still facing forward. If that's not an option for you, legs in the same position is absolutely fine. As we hinge down for one more hangout here, taking some big breaths in and out in this position. Thinking about long extended spine right from the top of your head down to your tailbone. Great, come on back up tall. Legs can go back to just a neutral stance. We're going to do a rotational stretch for one of our last stretches today before we do a bit of a breathing exercise. So hips are going to stay even whether you're back on your chair with full back support or slightly forward. Both hands are going to come to the same side lap. Gentle pressure to give yourself some rotation. Check in with your posture here, nice and tall through the spine. And then maybe you're looking over your shoulder. Take some nice even breaths in and out while you're here. And then come on back through center. We're actually going to stay on that same side and do the same stretch one more time. So just working through a comfortable range for this one. You're welcome to do the stretch exactly as we did before, or adding an open hand that reaches back behind you. You might find you get a little bit of bicep stretch again there. So thumb facing up. You could also try rotating thumb facing down towards the floor instead. And see how that feels, and that optional shoulder check as well. Great, come on back through center. Let's do that same stretch on the other side. We'll start it with both hands on the same side lap with the rotation and just the shoulder check. So hang out here for a few breaths. Ease your way back to center. We'll do that one more time as well with the option of both hands on your side of your thighs or the hand that's towards the rotational side, reaching back, thumb up, or maybe thumb down if that feels better from a stretching perspective. Good, and ease your way back to center. All right, we'll all be back on our chair back for some support for this last exercise. If you have a lower chair back, make sure that you are careful in doing this. We're going to do a little bit of spinal extension that takes us back a little bit farther in our chair. So make sure you're somewhere safe to do that. Hands are on your lap for stability, or you're welcome to have your hands on the base of your chair or the arms of your chair for stability as well. So we are having that full back support, and we're going to revisit our chin retraction and see how that helps us for a bit of a breathing exercise here. You're welcome to stay upright if you don't enjoy this next piece as I talk our way through here. So shoulders are low. Core muscles are still helping us here, even though we have the full support of our chair back. A little bit of core control here is going to be helpful. And then let's get that chin retraction going. So again, it's my chin pulling back to give the base of my skull a little bit more space. So I've made myself just a tiny bit taller because the crown of my head has pulled up towards the ceiling as my chin has come back. And again, it shouldn't restrict your breathing. It's not chin to chest, it's chin directly back. And it's a pretty small move. All right, so from here, if we start to open up through our chest with this chin retraction, we might feel that little bit like we can drape ourselves over the back of the chair, just a little bit. And hang out here for a breath or two. And then reset. Good. So if you think about this move being through your thoracic spine to open up or flex through the thoracic spine a little bit, opening up more space through our chest for some big breaths in and out. It's important though that we have that chin retraction first, because I don't want these corded muscles on my neck to be working really hard to hold my head in that position. If my chin is retracted, I should be able to come into that open position without too much effort through my neck muscles. Good. So we'll just take 2 more nice big breaths in and out in this position if you're comfortable here. And then we'll bring ourselves back to just a regular seat. And I see we're already at time. So let's finish off as we usually do with 3 big breaths in, starting down low, reaching towards the ceiling. One more. Thanks for joining me today. As usual, I'll hang out for a few. So if you have any questions or anything you'd like to chat about, you're welcome to stay. Other than that, have a good day. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Brian's going away next week, so I'm going to be on my own with a babysitter some of the time, but I'm a bit freaked out about it. He's going to Ontario to visit his folks. So you'll see me on my own, I hope, but I might be in a miserable state.
Oh, well, I hope it goes a lot better than you're expecting it to.
Thanks.
You got bitten for some company anyway, right?
Or distraction, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Good luck. I hope it goes well. Bye.
Bye for now.
Okay, I'll see you guys next week.
Thanks.
All
That
right.
was a peaceful class. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly.